poem of mine that I want to read is called Out at Lanesville, and it's dedicated to Mary Ann Youngren, who was born in 1932 and died in 1980. A close friend of all of the rest of us who were described in the poem. Gathering of friends, most of us in the literary teaching business, some of us not, at a house that a pair of dear friends had owned for years, and where we all went from time to time every summer. The poem quotes "Their lives have separate ends" from the Longfellow poem itself, and both poems are about the puzzles that our lives are, and so hard to get hold of. In a striking relationship to the sea with its own enigmatic messages, or lack of messages. Out at Lanesville. The 5 or 6 of them, sitting on the rocks out at Lanesville, near Gloucester. It is like listening to music. Several of them are teachers. One is a psychologist. One is reading a book. The page glares white in the summer sunlight. Others are just sunning themselves, or just sitting there, looking out over the water. A couple of them seem to be talking together. From this far off, you can't hear what they're saying. The day is hot, the absolute middle of summer. Someone has written an obscenity in huge letters on the rocks above and behind this group of people. And someone else, one of them maybe, or maybe a neighbor, the owner of one of the cottages up behind and back in the woods, has tried to erase it, and only partly done so that for years it will say hoarsely "fuck" to the random winds and to the senseless waves. One of them is sitting with her back turned to me and to the others on the rocks. The purple loosestrife and the tiger lilies are like the flags of some celebration. They bloom along the edge of a small stream that makes its way unseen down to the rocks and sand. Her shoulders are round and rather luxuriously heavy, and the whole figure has a youthful and graceful amplitude of being whose beauty will last her whole life long. The voices of some people out in a boat somewhere are carried in over the water with surprising force and clarity. They'll saying, I don't know what, happiness, unhappiness, something about the conditions of all such things, work done, not done, the saving of the self in the intense work of its singleness, learning to live with it. Their lives have separate ends. Suddenly, she turns her head and seems to look towards me and towards the others on the rocks, so that her body, turned away, is more expressive than her blank face, a pure reflector of the light.